Hey everybody, it's April, and today I want to talk about what to do when you feel like you've hit a slump. So I'm going to start on forearms and switch around a little bit. You can plank however you like. So if you're starting on forearms, wrap your hands around your biceps so you know you have the right distance. Wow-wee, my fingers are cold. Bring your forearms out in front of you. You can interlace your fingers if you like. Pull your shoulders down your back, then lift your upper back, lift your chest, pull in your belly, come up on your toes, and then shift your weight forward slightly. The timer has begun. I don't know if you noticed, but when I did that shift forward, that really helped make my hips level. For whatever reason, I do this almost every day, and still, when I'm setting up, I have to readjust a little bit. I don't just throw myself into it and have a great plank. So once you're in your plank, though, do all that again. Press into the floor, separate your shoulders, pull in your belly, tighten up your glutes. So maybe you saw that I moved a little bit more even then. Sometimes, we're at 30 seconds already. Sometimes when I make that adjustment, I'll feel an adjustment in my spine as if I were at the chiropractor. So it's nice when you're doing your plank and you're getting in your good form, you are working on your good posture. You are strengthening your spine along with your core, your abs, your lower back, your arms, your shoulders, your wrists, your hands. The list goes on and on. So I'm coming up on a minute. I'm going to switch to my hands. You don't have to switch if you don't want to. But keep in mind, you don't want to just keep switching. You can switch on, I recommend switching maybe on the 30-second mark or switching on the minute. That way, otherwise you're just switching the whole time, and that's not holding a plank, which is where you get the benefit. So, but on to my theme today is what to do when you're in a slump, or sometimes I like to say when you're in a slump. 1:30 is our time. Because it happens to everybody. I generally wake up in a good mood. I'm happy most of the time. But every once in a while, I hit a slump where I feel like I'm just not doing enough or something needs to happen. And that's something that comes in my head every once in a while, is something needs to happen. And that's when I realize I have to make it happen. And I have to get out of my own slump. 2 minutes, I'm going to switch to my forearms and lift a leg. And that's the key. We are in control, really, of our own happiness, of our own slumpiness, however you want to look at it. And it's up to us to figure out a way to get out of that. So whenever you feel like you're in a slump, find something to do that is active and actively going to help you get out of that slump. And 2:30. So in particular, if you're in a slump as far as physical activity, maybe you quit going to the gym, or you're feeling like you're putting your weight back on that you've lost after working so hard, then you need to get back in it again. You push yourself. You have to push yourself to do it. Come up with some new ideas. Maybe you need a different kind of physical activity. We're at 3 minutes. I'm going to switch to side plank, my favorite. If you're doing side plank, you can stack your feet like I am, or you can bring your top foot in front of you. Make sure you're pressing the sole of your bottom foot toward the floor. You don't want to collapse into your bottom ankle bone. So keep lifting, actively reach your top arm to the sky. You should feel this in your side body. You're working and strengthening your obliques when you do side plank. So that's one thing that makes it very important. 3:30, I'm going to switch to the other side. Just if you hold plank on your hands or your forearms, you're really working all of your abdominal muscles. But when you switch to a side plank, that's really targeting the obliques. And those are very important. You need your obliques for twisting, bending, all of those things we do every day and we tend to take for granted. But as I've said before, if you don't use it, you will lose it. 4 minutes. So I'm coming back to my hands. This is where I'm going to finish. So if you do start feeling like you're in a slump, maybe in your work, if you're in your professional life, sometimes what you need to do is, like in sales. When I was in sales, I would try to make an extra call when I started feeling like I was in a slump. Or I would come up with an extra package to send out to clients. So now, even while I'm not working full time, but 4:30, maybe I do an extra plank. Maybe I do an extra post on Instagram, or I do some extra things. I just do a little more. And I find that the more productive you are, see, my hair is doing all kinds of crazy things. The more productive you are, the more good things will come back to you. So if you're feeling like you're in a slump, get off the couch, make yourself do something. You can do it. You can get out there and make things happen. Pull yourself out of that slump. I just heard somebody come in my house, somebody I was expecting. So I'm going to stop. I'm almost at 5:15. Here we go. Great. Okay. Have a great day. Remember, if you're feeling slumpy, get up, do something, take action. See ya.